They have released the dog. I'm Lil Rick the gamer, do it 100% gamer, bro. If no one else working hard, I would do it for the damage. Can't contain my flow. I need to play a game for sure. Maybe RTS, RPG, or maybe even MMO.
Howdy, and welcome back to another Lucid Adventure Idle RPG video. Now, I need you to hit that like and subscribe buttons because I post content daily, just not on the weekends anymore. You're relaxing, all that good stuff. So, if you are new here, make sure you join our Discord because we have good things going on over there where we can answer some questions and help you grow as a player. So link to that will be in the description box below as well as the pinned comment below whenever I get that there. But today we're going to talk some more about some subjugation. I think this is the week for subjugation because I've been doing a lot of tests over the weekend. I've been doing a lot of play, especially since I've gotten my first prize transcended. So I've been focusing and throughout all my experience and every time I get karma, focusing on getting our subjugation better, and we're starting to dish out more damage and take less. So today's really just going to be about fine tuning your subjugation stats and having you ready and well prepared to be able to do it properly. Alright, so we're just gonna go in here on our teams and let's go ahead and switch our weapon set to our subjugation set and go into the characters that we're using our teams. I guess we can start at dark. I think I said before, dark is like our bottleneck, but we're kind of getting there. Our subjugation HP is starting to get up, so we're able to survive a little longer. So I'm saying somewhere around this, around like 10B is a good benchmark, a good number to be shooting for your subjugation HP. But gamer, how can I get 10B? That's so much. That is a lot of HP to be having for subjugation. What are you doing to get that? Well, I will tell you, by one of your staple units and a must-have for your subjugation team, Pooh, my baby girl Pooh, she's like clutch and everything to get you those extra stats that's needed, and it's just because of her karma weapons in general. She has my highest level karma weapons, and I've been like focusing and investing into hers. Now I'm looking for these collection effects. This is pretty much what I'm looking at. You have two subjugation team HPs here. Mine is up to plus 13, so I'm getting a lot of HP from her there, and then as well as more attack on this one, having this up to plus 12, which is important on this collection effect. So it's a permanent effect that everybody has, makes your life a lot easier. So if you're not focusing and leveling up these two easily to obtain karma weapons, if you're at the point of being able to farm karma weapons, then you're making a grave mistake. You're going to need it, trust me. I'm looking at my subjugation improve every day. Now, the karma weapon that you're going to be using in battle for is going to be this one, which is going to give you more team HP and more and then give you team crit damage for your dealers, so your dealers can dish out that DPS. So Pooh is pretty much is going to be like your main support, like your tank and main support, just so your team's able to survive and dish out more damage. Now, one thing I did make a mistake on is thinking like, let's just focus hardcore into damage, hardcore into damage. It makes sense if you're, a whale and you just got money and you can just spin like crazy. Then it doesn't matter if you're like a glass cannon because you can get your damage extremely high and just DPS your way through regardless of who may die or not. But in a scenario where you can't do that, like most of us, you definitely got to work on your defenses and your survival. I haven't really got a chance to work online per se, but I definitely want to get more into my alignment so I can get her stronger as well, because the big thing with her is not really her full capability of supporting the team, but for her being able to dish out more damage herself. So it's just passive damage. Well, not really passive damage, it's active, but it's more passively since she's not going to be any of your main DPS. She's just that extra bit that you may have, but you have to focus in on getting her as much HP as possible because her Dragon Hunter has a skill that scales off her HP. So having this extra subjugation HP for her once leveled up is good, and then leveling this one up as well, just giving her regular HP to stack on top of it is going to help even more. So that's going to be important for you to have coming into this fight. So or coming into any fight in Subjugation in general. Our main dealer, who does die quite often and die a lot, but he has a higher subjugation attack since he has our transcended prize, which is helping us dish out the most damage. I don't think anybody has anything over 30, maybe 35, 35B on their subjugation attack. So he's the one that's doing all of our extra damage because he is our main dealer, and he just gets so much extra stacked on top. So we've been working on his weapons a bit, just a little bit, just to get those extra stats. I probably should level that up, but I only got just enough to do that for other reasons. But besides that, this is the weapon that we're using, so I want to get as much crit damage and crit rate is stacked on him as possible, so he can do as much damage as we can get possible. Then for who I believe is like the best subjugation character for some of the fights, I won't say all of them because he can be focused, but he's generally the one that survives the longest and ends up carrying in my games towards the end, and that's Tempest. And it's just because he has long range attacks and he hangs out in the back line. That's where he spends his time, so he doesn't always be focused early on, so everybody can tank for him so he can dish out damage while not being focused. So that's just another thing to look towards. So I definitely want to work on him the next time I get enough transcended songs to transcend the prize. I'm gonna transcend his so I can get more damage out of him and just overall just DPS in general. So we've done a little work. It's really hard to get blessed karma weapons in general. So we might end up just focusing our high purity karma on his karma weapons specifically, so we can get the most damage out of our Tempest as possible. Because I think it's going to be really good for us moving forward. But I haven't really like used any of my high purity as of yet. We're still just going to wait it out. And if I can possibly at some point get this transcended, that will be great. Like getting tooth transcended will be insane for our subjugation fights. So that's something that we'll be looking forward to moving on. I've been really working on my sword, trying to get her tanky. I've been like leveling up some of her skills and everything too, so she's getting close to being up to par, or she's kind of up to par with the team now. She's not dying as fast as she normally does, but she still kind of like dies a bit. So I was leveling up some of her skills just to make sure her survival rate is a lot higher, so we don't have those issues we were having before because we didn't really build her or used her for much throughout our progression. And now that she's important for our team, especially that attack buff, the longer you have her attack buff, the more damage you're going to be able to dish out. So keep that in mind, that Sora is a really key important tool for your team. So she dying early is bad for your damage. You need her to survive. So we're not worried too much about her damage. We just more focused on getting her as much subjugation HP and defenses as possible. So just getting her stats up in that aspect is great. I do want to use Warrior. I haven't, but I do kind of want to use him. We really just been using Dark just because that's where we kind of went for in the beginning when we started working on our subjugation. So I'm going to stick around with him. And then Warrior, he's a physical character. We got so many physical characters we need karma weapons for, so I'm not quite worried about him because I'm not really doing exactly that much as far as the magic characters go. I mean, we're mostly focusing in on Pooh, but outside of that, we just working on Dark, so I can split between the two because Pooh is really leveled up relatively well, and Dark isn't so much, so I've been focusing a little more on getting karma weapons for him. But you see, we're kind of out of karma for the day, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow to see what else we can do. As far as that, really haven't done much when it comes to karma weapons for Osgod, and it's mostly because all her karma weapons are trash. Let's just be completely honest, they are trash. If anything, I would like to get Tortu, or whatever how you pronounce that, transcended like and leveled up as much as possible to see if this will scale better than what Drinker is, and medicine has been trash. Like I didn't like medicine. For whatever reason, it just wasn't good. I think this will just be so much better. It gives the team more team crit damage overall, and at the same time, it's like we would still want to level up medicine because we get all these extra bonuses here. So at some point we will like focus in on that again, but it's blessed karma, so she's not the most important here. So the investment I have done into her karma weapons is more or less a mistake, if anything. But I made that mistake, so you guys don't make that mistake. Get her karma weapons. Don't worry about focusing in on her karma weapons because they're not important to your team and you moving forward. Then we have my buddy Swordsman here, who we want to get his release as strong as possible, getting him as much crit rate and crit damage. His other karma weapons really don't mean nothing for this area in particular. Release is what you're going to be focusing on, but we want to get him as much crit rate and crit damage because release gives a skill that scales his attack off of crit rate, and then he has already a skill that scales off of his crit damage. So getting these numbers as high as possible is going to get you more damage off your swordsman, and swordsmen also have a skill that makes him immune to physical damage for a short period of time. So that's going to help you with tanking and his survival and him dishing out more damage in the late game once your team start dying if you can't kill the bosses fast enough. So that's going to help you get out more damage in that aspect if you're using swordsman. And I encourage you to build swordsman just because he's just that good. He's just that good. Like he's able to survive and dish out damage. So that's a great thing to have on your team. So we're gonna go. So that's pretty much the team, I believe. Yeah, that's pretty much the team and everybody that we use in our subjugation fights. So we do have some fights that we could do. I did like a test or two. I was going through attacking all of the bosses that we still had left. Watchmen, I'm sure I can take him down in one go, but I would need really good RNG to do it. So he's difficult on level 11 for me in that aspect, but I could do a lot of damage. The one test I did for Old War Machine and Primitive Demon, I was able to take them both down. So since we're on video, we're about to attempt not to fail and take both of these guys out right now. So we're going to start here with Primitive. Let's do Primitive first. Since he'll be a little bit tougher. So yeah, got our teams. Once again, we want to get as much damage out early as possible. So we got our attack buff, Oz guy for lots of damage, and drip just to make sure we get our biggest damage off early and as much as possible. And then Pooh, we just got Pooh there just because we just want Pooh in the front line. That's pretty much it. And then everybody else in the back line. Alright, so we're about to do our real run and let's get it. Alright, so we open up. We get this skill off. And we'll just let our team just do their things. And we just wait a sec. Do a skill again. So we're pretty much just spamming drip skill here. And hopefully drip doesn't die. If drip does die, then we have to swap off. But we see we already got him under. Alright, drip went down. So now at this point, we just spamming Tempest skill. Just gonna spam at Tempest, but the boss should be going down relatively fast. Alright, so spam Tempest skill. Our attack buffs are up. It's a good thing Sora's still alive. If Sora went down, we wouldn't be getting off this extra damage right now. So Sora's down. I should be able to kill here, possibly. If he gets an attack off, we're going to be in trouble. And I didn't kill him. Wow. It was so close. But every time we record, it never happens the way we want it to. Drip went down when we didn't want him to. Generally about the same time he normally goes down, but he went down at the worst time, and that kind of sucks. So that is what it is. Alright, so let's do the next fight. It's always when we're recording, like, we don't finish off these bosses or we don't do as good as we would normally would. So we're going to hit Old War Machine and take him down. Now, this is the one where we do kind of, like, die pretty quick, though, for whatever reasons. I don't know why, but I'm just going to go ahead, take him out. Alright, so same thing. We just go spam drip skill right away. because he's our main dealer, so we want him to do his thing. We have him do his attacks. Alright, he did his big hit. That little spin hit that he does, that's his big hit. He does a shit ton of damage when he does that attack, so keep that in mind. So we're gonna spam here. Alright, drip went down. So now we just go ahead and start spamming Tempest. Alright. Now we want to keep Tempest alive as long as possible. Bam, old War Machine down. And that's the fight there, though. So, you know, if you're getting somewhere close to the stats that I have, you got a Transcendence Prize, you're good. If you don't have a Transcendent Prize yet, you should be able to get at least in a percent or so off of the bosses. And if you can't do that much, believe me, you're actually doing great without being Transcended. If you can get a percent or two off of the 11 boss, you're doing excellent. So don't feel like you're not doing good. But that's just the fight. We're going to keep testing. We're going to keep practicing. We're going to keep leveling ourselves up. And we're going to make some more Subjugation videos for you guys in the future. So if you do like the video, make sure you smash that like button. If you don't, there is a button for you as well. And join our Discord, because that's a good place for you to learn, progress, and, you know, get a good understanding of the game and all of that good stuff. Link to that will be in the description box below, as well as the pinned comment below. Subscribe if you're new here. Turn those post notifications on so you can see when my videos go live. And this is your host, Gamer Dude 2088, and I'll see you guys next time. And I'm out. Deuces.